6th meeting in 2026 of the Delegated Powers and Law Reform Committee. Apologies have been received from Stuart McMillan, MSP, and Rona Mackay, MSP, is here as his substitute. Apologies have also been received from Ros McCall, MSP, and Jeremy Balfour, MSP. I'd like to remind everyone to switch off or put to silent mobile phones and any electronic devices, please. Okay, the first item of business is to decide whether to take items 7, 8, 9 and 10 in private. And we are content with that. So under agenda item 2, we're considering an instrument subject to the made affirmative procedure in relation to SSI 2026-97. Is the committee content that no reporting grounds are engaged here? We are, thank you. Under agenda item 3, we're considering an instrument subject to the affirmed procedure in relation to the draft Prisoners Early Release Miscellaneous Amendment and Transitional Provisions Scotland Regulations 2026. Is the committee content that no reporting grounds are engaged here? Thank you. Under agenda item 4, we're considering instruments subject to the negative procedure, and issues have been raised on 3 of these instruments. The first is SSI 2026-60, the Human Trafficking and Exploitation Duty to Notify Scotland Regulations 2026. This instrument specifies the public authorities who will be required to notify the Chief Constable of a person who is or appears to be a victim of human trafficking, slavery, servitude or forced labour for statistical purposes. In correspondence with the Scottish Government published alongside the papers for this meeting, the committee asked about the time that has passed between the regulation-making power being commenced, that was in May 2016, or will be in May 2016, and exercised being made now to come into force on 1st of February 2027. The Scottish Government has indicated that, among other things, the work was paused due to the COVID-19 pandemic and competing priorities, and that additional regulations will be laid on the 5th of March 2026, which will further partially commence the provision. Does the committee wish to draw the instrument to the attention of the Parliament on the general reporting ground due to the length of time that has passed between Parliament enacting Section 38 of the Human Trafficking and Exploitation Scotland Act 2015 and the Scottish Government exercising the powers to make these regulations, and to bring Section 38 fully into force? My apologies. Does the committee wish to highlight to the lead committee the Scottish Government's explanation? We do. Thank you. The second instrument where issues have been raised is SSI 2026-72, the Council Tax Dwellings and Part Residential Subjects Scotland Amendment Regulations 2026. This instrument enables owners or tenants to submit evidence of letting or intention to let a property as self-catering holiday accommodation without needing an assessor's request. It also introduces transitional arrangements for 2024-25. In correspondence with the Scottish Government, also published alongside the papers for this meeting, the committee asked about an apparent minor drafting error in this instrument. The Scottish Government confirmed that there is a minor drafting error which it proposed to correct. So, does the committee wish to draw this instrument to the attention of the Parliament on the general reporting ground and for a minor drafting error? New Regulation 5A, 5B should be referred to in paragraphs 3 or 4 and not in paragraphs 4 or 5. And does the committee wish to welcome that the Scottish Government intends to correct this error? They've informed us of that. That's good. So the third instrument where issues have been raised is SSI 2026-95, the Sea Fish Prohibition on Fishing 5th of Clyde Revocation Order 2026. This instrument revokes the Sea Fish Prohibition on Fishing 5th of Clyde Order 2026 after the Rural Affairs and Islands Committee recommended it be annulled. This revocation order was made on the 17th of February and came into force on the 18th of February. Under Section 28(2) of the Interpretation and Legislative Reforms Scotland Act 2010, instruments subject to the negative procedure must be laid at least 28 days before they come into force. Breaching this rule does not affect the validity of the instrument, but it does trigger an automatic report by this committee. So does the committee wish to draw this instrument to the attention of Parliament under reporting ground J for a failure to lay the instrument in accordance with the laying instruments? And we do. Thank you. Okay, right. Under this agenda item, we'll be looking at SSIs 2026-55, 68, 69, 70, 74, 75, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81 and 82. The committee contend that no reporting grounds are engaged here. Thank you. In relation to SSI 2026-55, does the committee wish to welcome that the Scottish Government intends to correct referencing errors by correction slip, and that if the Registrar does not agree to correct the errors in this way, the Scottish Government intends to correct the more substantive error in the instrument at the next legislative opportunity? Thank you. And in relation to SSI 2026-82, does the committee wish to note that it understands that the Scottish Government is aware of errors in the policy note and that these have now been corrected? Thank you. Okay, under agenda item 5, we are considering instruments not subject to any parliamentary procedure in relation to SSIs 2026-66, 73, 76, 83, 84 and 85. Is the committee content that no reporting grounds are engaged here? Thank you. Under agenda item 6, we are considering a document subject to parliamentary control in relation to ESS 2026-01, the Relayed Environmental Standards Scotland Strategy 2026 to 2031. Is the committee content not to draw the document to the attention of the Parliament? And does the committee also wish to welcome that all the issues raised by the committee in its report of the 5th of November 2025 on a previous version of the revised strategy have been addressed in this new version? The previous version was laid on the 10th of October 2025 and withdrawn on the 14th of November 2025. We are okay with that? Okay then, thank you. That now concludes the public part of the meeting, and I move this committee into private.